Well, hi there, how you all doing? It's Snoo. Welcome to another edition of 100 Maps. Mega juicing, I'd say. Got a lot of Gilded Divination Scarabs. And this was a long-awaited video, as I mentioned in a previous video at least once before, doing 100 Promenade maps, Divination card farming for the patient cards. Hey, wait a minute, that's not... Oh, psych! Not Promenade. Haha. Yeah, made a last-minute decision. Shift over to Colonnade. A content viewer of mine was fortunate enough to tell me about this map that just completely under my radar. Funny thing is I had double-checked the nurse card drop locations and the doctor card drop locations, verified that we only have the Spider Forest and Cells to work with. Neither of those maps. Very good. And I didn't double check the patient card drop locations. I knew that Arsenal, Armory, and Promenade were on the list, but just had it stuck in my head that Promenade was the best map to do. And you know what? It kind of is, if traditional sources of juicing are a good way of getting divination cards out, which they're not that great now. It's okay, but you lose a lot of time, obviously. So if you are highly prioritizing simulacrum splinter farming, like in the yesteryear with the patient card farming, Promenade probably is the best. But these are new times, and just putting a whole bunch of stuff onto the map to get extra splinters is not necessarily going to mean you get a lot of extra other stuff. So we need to look at some other options. I tested out Colonnade, fell in love with it instantly. I've heard a few other people since then talking about it a little bit behind the scenes. I think this one's very much under the radar. It's a terrific map layout. It's actually extremely good, even for Legion. You know, any map that's actually good for Legion is going to be a good map. There's no question about that. So I'm looking forward to showcasing the Colonnade. I think y'all are going to like it a lot. I'm very familiar with the layout, quite predictable. Very easy to sustain the Delimir, especially if you're doing the strategy I'm about to do. So what are we doing today? Of course, we're farming the patient card above all else, I think. But also in a close second, as far as target farms here, will be God-touched rares. Because it so happens that while on the Promenade, I was really like racking my head around what I wanted. I had one extra Scarab slot and one extra Sexton slot. I was trying like Elder and Alva, Elder and... Beyond, Elder and Hunted Traders. I was trying Legion with Legion Scarab, Breach Scarab, Abyss Scarab, you know, all kinds of different things, because I was like, well, they say how many Simulacrum Splinters drop, how many extra patient cards are dropping. It was just there was a real trial to get through that. But my decision's made very easy. If I go in the Colonnade, I'm going to go Legion, because it's actually incredible on this map. And Legion, of course, is still in a terrific place, and in fact the sextant costs are going down. I'm actually budgeting the +1 Legion Sextant a little higher than it is currently, which is, by the way, listed at 30 chaos apiece. So there are a lot of Legion +1 Sextants here. Now the 4th Sextant slot is a little bit of a flex slot. Of course, I'm going to be putting in some 8-mod corrupted map Sextants, which are a whopping 60 chaos apiece right now, or budgeted as such. And in the end, I have a kind of an interesting option here to help with map sustain. I think you guys might want to take this tip home for your farming sessions. You know, this elevated section is pretty dang good. Even unelevated, it's 20%. And don't blame me for the market to spike on these, because there's not very many in circulation. But this thing only costs 20 chaos at the time that I'm recording it. And, you know, if you're going to manually corrupt some of your maps, because this sextant costs an arm and a leg, which makes you want to corrupt your own maps, you know. It's a good idea to maybe even re-roll some of your maps until you get them all to a decent pack size, you know, 5-6 mod, decent pack size. For me, my benchmark was 85% quantity and 25% pack size or more. Then I would val them. If they hit unidentified, I said, hey, you know what? This map now has effectively 115% quantity and 50% pack size if I use this Sextant. That's still a pretty dang good map, and not a bad sacrifice to make for losing a Sextant slot to get that on there. So I suggest maybe trying a little bit of unidentified maps into your play. You'll help you sustain some extra maps in there. But yeah, so that's all the Sextants on that one. Everything else is down the line. And Rage Sextant also at 60 chaos apiece, been holding pretty stable. Actually starting to go up a little bit beyond that. I said a long time ago, I thought the Sextant would be worth a huge amount this league. It's even worth more than I anticipated at the time because the God Touch rares that do happen to spawn out of the Strongbox monsters come equipped with a staggering 500% increased quantity modifier on them. So I think a lot of the big time juicers are also using this Sextant, not even for divination card farming, but actually for ultra giga quantity spiking God touched rares. But God touched rares actually don't spawn very often from Strongboxes. Strongboxes don't really spawn very many rare monsters under normal circumstances, but you know, you can put a lot of Strongboxes on the map. Then of course we have the Strongbox Corrupt Rare Sextant. This is super cheap, 7 chaos apiece. Here's also how I know some people are farming this. The elevated version of this is crazy high price now. It's at 1 divine orb a piece. That makes no sense unless some people know something I don't. So apparently there are some people who are doing like ultra high-end Strongbox farming right now, probably maybe doing 6-man party, divination card farming in conjunction with God Touch farming. I'm guessing it's something like that because it doesn't really make sense for this version of this Sextant to be elevated. It gives you 1 more Strongbox. 1 divine orb for 16 uses. Are you serious? And yeah, it's still 7 chaos piece. So I was going to use the elevated version because I have a bunch of them saved up from when they were cheaper. And for the case of showcase, I think I will drop it down because I checked the price on them and I was like, wow, okay. Mirror of Delirium is the other one. Mirror of Deliriums, I think, are on their way down. People have kind of been talking a lot about how they don't think it's worth it. Yeah, it's not worth it if you don't clear the whole map with it reliably. If you're a little bit slow, if you're not juicing up the maps, a lot of people aren't, kind of not worth it. So you gotta, you know, play it like this or something like this to get to make it feel like it's really worth it. For me, easily worth it. 55 chaos a piece is what I bought most of my sections for, and they're on the way down by the looks of it. So that is the whole shebang there. That's where the 22 divine orbs and a bunch of chaos orbs came from in this dump tab. And then, as you can see, I'm starting off with more maps than usual. These are all 8 mod corrupted except the unidentified ones. No particular special roles. Any role is acceptable on this build I have, which, you know, I should talk about the build because there are some updates. You know, I haven't been streaming a whole lot lately. I haven't been able to really play a whole lot in the last few days, unfortunately. But I have been playing, you know, what free time I have, and I've been really getting this Magic Find hybrid Deadeye now. I actually decided not to go Raider. And let's see, we got a mirrored bow. What do you know? If you recall, I did drop a mirror on day 6 of this league, finally used it. You know, this bow is actually kind of interesting. A lot of people are kind of crapping on this bow because it's not triple physical rolls. You see it's a tier 1 cold damage roll, but it's still a pretty fantastic bow in its own right. And it's starting to really warm up on me with that tier 1 cold. I actually realized that with a tier 1 cold instead of a hybrid percent physical roll, what that means for actual gameplay is that while the ceiling is lower for my damage with maximum Headhunter buffs, the floor is actually a lot higher. So it's much easier for me to just kind of kill things with no buffs at all. And a lot of players have characters that are very, very weak. Even Tornado Shot physical to element conversion characters are very weak without any buffs, Headhunter buffs, Shrine buffs, anything like that. My character is still pretty good. I always go out of my way to kind of make the character pretty strong, even if I'm trying to dive into Magic Find or whatever. And yeah, it's like easier than it was last league with my character. Even though my character doesn't yet have like a mirrored quiver and a few other really good items, it's actually, yeah, super good. That just massive flat cold damage means I'm able to freeze enemies easily, even when I don't have any buffs. In fact, I don't really know if it's because of this bow, but my character is way more freeze heavy than last league, especially in conjunction with Fury of Nature, which I'm still rocking. I'm not necessarily saying this is the best thing ever, but I still love it a lot in conjunction with, well, now using Anomalous Herald of Ice, a level 23 in here. I figured the increased area effect is probably better than the other one I have. I even went so far as to take like Flash Freeze as a notable. I mean, it was giving me 20 free dex anyway. So it's just crazy how much freeze capacity I have on this character. I noticed that when I go to kill the boss is chain frozen. Even the boss is actually frozen, the map boss, until it dies, pretty usually. So I know that's a little odd. Let's talk a little bit about scarabs before I forget. We're just running all the way down the chain here. Gilded scarabs for everything except the Legion scarab now. And I even dropped it down to rusted in the event that I'm not running the +1 Legion Sextant, which kind of makes sense, you know. Also, I just don't have enough passive points in the Atlas passive tree to go full-blown Legion. Just can't do it. Like, I even had to pull some of the quantity wheel to get this. Now, this puts 2 extra sergeants. If I estimate, if I'm using a Scarab and the Sextant, there'll be an average of something like 9 additional rares on each map. So I feel like 5 points for Chain of Command, probably worth it. Also, it is increasing my chances of getting a Legion by 2% as well. So I do think that's probably good. Well, actually worth more than 5% quantity on the map. I'd rather have 9 additional rares guaranteed than 5 more quantity. This is a pretty nice tree here. It's pretty typical for, let's see, so what we got going on here, we got Harbingers, Legion, Shrines, and Strongbox, basically, and Delirium, mere shenanigans. Also blocking just about everything I can because I want to increase my chances as much as I can to get an additional Legion, but also Domination or Ambush to spawn on there. Even like Essences can spawn too, which could be, you know, could be a God Touched rare as well. This strategy is pretty spectacular for God Touch farming. I gotta say, I mean, Legion and Harbinger, honestly, probably the 2 best mechanics in the game right now for forcing God Touch rares. Legion probably edging out Harbinger, but not by a lot. Strongbox is certainly a lot weaker, but it comes with a cool added bonus of if you do get one, it's mega quantity spike on that monster as well. Shrine's not really a very good source of getting a God Touch rare, but you never know. Could happen. Certainly have seen it before. I decided I am going to make my next video after this one comes out will be kind of featuring the sort of, I suppose, the progress or sort of end-of-the-line progress of this Magic Find hybrid character. But I know there are a lot of people out there who are really stressing out about the league. Oh, for example, Talvani just quit today as I'm recording this. You know, he gave his reason for quitting was they felt like it wasn't about the whole Magic Find group calling TFT business, but Magic Find was his big cause, and he felt like, you know, this league, you have to make a terrible choice between just going, you know, investing as much as you can into the strength of your character or investing as much as you can into Magic Find rarity. And the weaknesses of going, you know, one or the other are staggering, you know, because, and I've seen it personally. I've seen people try to go all in on Magic Find rarity. It doesn't look pretty when it comes to clearing the map. I've seen people go all in without any Magic Find at all. And it's okay. You know, there is a lot of Magic Find embedded into the maps, but it still obviously kind of sucks this league, especially. We're kind of the closest we've ever been to a kind of what I feel like is a Diablo 2-esque Magic Find. The power of Magic Find on gear is greater than it's ever been before. It kind of feels like it's mandatory, whether it's talking quantity or rarity now. Yeah, so the point I'm making is that while I kind of see his point on that, this whole time I've set out to make a character that kind of brings in the best of both worlds. And what you're going to see, so I want you guys to actually set your expectation very high for what you're about to see. You're about to see 60%, like you can check the POB, it's listed in the link in the description below, and this character, while in combat, under most circumstances, will have 60% increased item quantity and 250% increased item rarity. Obviously, that's not like maximum amounts by any means, but that is certainly a respectable amount of both, and yet very little was sacrificed in the way of character power. It's still going to be, you know, just imagine a character that had just an immense amount of efficiency, clearing efficiency in leagues gone past, you know, maybe not all the way back to like Ritual League, but, you know, this past year. Think about kind of like the best of the best characters, clearing efficiency that you can imagine in your head. Now imagine that character suddenly has 60% quantity, 250% rarity on the gear, and imagine that it's still like basically the same strength level, because that's what you're about to see. And I put a lot of work into this character to make it turn out like that. And while in the earlier parts of this league, you know, this was kind of always going to be my plan to do this, I never really thought it would be something, how should I say, something that, I don't know, showcase worthy. Like, you know, I mean, there's not all that many people who are going to be able to build a character like this, but especially in the events of, you know, just so many people just kind of being disheartened and just falling out of favor with the league and not being able to figure out how to, like, make a character that is going to perform like this character, I feel like maybe there is a place to really, like, showcase that. So I am going to devote an entire video. The next video that I come out with will be kind of showcasing, you know, the little backstory on the evolution of this character. Everything from, like, Soul Thirst, Tornado Shot, all the way to, in leagues past, Raider, Headhunter, Raider, Magic Find, all the way to Headhunter, Deadeye, Magic Find. With rarity, not just quantity, because in previous iterations of these builds, I never included rarity because it wasn't a valuable stat very much. But now, rarity is crazy valuable. Okay, so enough on that. I just wanted to kind of bring that to light up front. We're going to get into this run here. I got to bring you down. Oh, one more thing. Awaken Enhanced supports. We are in the big leagues now. Awaken Enhanced support, no longer leveling those piddly-wink little regular Enhanced supports or even Enlightened supports. Going Awaken Enhanced supports. Each Awaken Enhanced support fully leveled will be worth 1 Divine Orb. I double-checked the prices, kind of juxtaposed the prices of a fully leveled one versus unlevel 1 versus, like, ranked up to level 5 versus failed and everything. It's pretty obvious that, you know, if I take those in, I purchase the Double Corruption Chamber, 1 and 4 go up. It's easily, they're easily worth 1 Divine Orb a piece, fully leveled, all costs considered. And also on the back end of the quiver, I'm doing Awaken Fork supports. I don't think I will fully level these, so I'm not exactly sure how I'm going to do that. Maybe I'll just kind of, they'd each be worth at least 1 Divine a piece, however. So yeah, I'm not going to, like, full-blown showcase my gear in this video because it's already going to be long enough, but another video will be coming later. Let's get into the dump tab here. So I already have 35.5 Divine Orbs. Let's double check that. That is pretty high cost. And then the interesting thing about this showcase here is, unlike my Crimson Temple showcase I did earlier, the cost of the investment actually reflects the sort of price corrected high end of what that investment looks like after everybody found out about it, basically. So these are essentially the highest investment costs that we're going to see for this kind of event. I don't really see anything going up. The Enraged Strongbox Sextant might go up a little more on account, especially, I didn't mention this before, but it has a very low weighting, whereas, like, Delirium Mirror Sextant weightings were increased this league, evidently, but, like, some things weren't. So the Enraged Sextant still has a lot of low weighting, but I got 6,537. I'm going to count Divine Orbs at 183. They're currently at 183 right now, and you can see there it's 35.7. Oh, shoot, well, something moved up on me. 35.72 Divine Orb investment, so we got to wait 100 maps. We'll see what the gross net next per hour is. My goal is at least 10 Divines an hour after this, and as far as patient cards, I'd like to walk away with at least 2 doctor cards in 100 maps. That would be great if I could do that. That would be, I forgot, 128, I think. 128 patient cards. So that would be a little more than 1 patient card per map. I think I can do it with this, so that would be stupendous. The Headhunter belt keeps going up in price because hardly anyone finds them raw. Can't gamble them with Gwenin. Even farming the Divination cards a little more challenging than normal. But that's where we're at. Okay, let's get this party started. This is going to be fun. I'm looking forward to this farm. Of course, I've tested it a little bit. I haven't tested it crazy extensively, so I'm not 100% sure that I'm going to make 10 Divines an hour, but I am pretty hopeful. I'm really looking forward to seeing all the God Touch rares that come out of this. I've had some pretty spectacular results in the tests as far as that's concerned. Obviously, a little bit of luck could be involved. Somebody requested the Atlas tree. Better take a snapshot quickly because this is the intro of the video. All right, that will be in the description below, of course. Here we go. Oh. Round 1, the maps. We're going to put a nice little Beyond map, something I like to do just for fun. You know, some of the maps obviously roll Beyond. Map's not too terribly dangerous, though. I don't normally have Beyond on the map, but I will for this case. Who else is looking forward to this crazy Mega Juice? Yeah, this qualifies as Mega Juice, I'd say. We're going ambush still. I could put Alpha on there. I have 103 uses on it, but not going to do that. But you can, obviously, if you want to. Or you can run Promenade and put more stuff on the map if you'd like. Not a bad idea. Okay, timer starting. I gotta time these runs. Here we go. All right, Promenade or Colonnade. Yeah, I'm just saying that. So you're gonna see a lot of crazy proliferation. You see how much damage I already do instantly. I don't even have any Headhunter buffs. Yeah, I have 2 Headhunter buffs. It's already just kind of murdering everything down. No problem. The only thing that really kills me these days, unless I'm getting something crazy like no regen plus Elo Reflect or something like that, aside from that, the only thing that typically kills me is altars. If I just start taking way too many altars, wow, patient card already, so 1 patient card right out the gate. Very first Strongbox I opened, a patient card came out of it. So that's a beautiful thing, of course. One thing I would like to confirm that I'm not quite sure on is if... should have paid more attention. I got that Legion on. Is if Beyond monsters can even drop Divination cards. I actually asked Grimrose straight up in his chat on that. He replied saying he wasn't sure and he'd keep an eye out on that. So if you know for sure one way or another, if like standard drop table things drop off of what is this? Oh wow, Dragon Heart dropped already. So we're having like ballin' results here right off the. Oh my goodness, another second patient card off of that Harbinger. So this is basically top 1% Divination card results on this map already. So not typical results. I don't usually see 2 patient cards in a Dragon Heart in the first map. But seeing 2 patient cards in one map is not rare at all, actually. That's going to be pretty common. So here's what I do. I got to the boss room. I hit the Legion early on to pause the mirror. It's very, very important. Now, you can kill a King Harbinger instead if you do that. It's actually kind of smart. Because you want to leave as much stuff on the map as you can to get all the altars, to get all the increased quantity and rarity. Oh my god, another raw Divine Orb off of, I don't even know what. I'm guessing that was an Eldritch influenced monster. Okay, well. I'm seeing some pretty crazy results. I mean, it's not quite as crazy as my last video first. Entry level. In the first like 30 seconds of the map, I got Doriana's Prototype, a patient card, and an Aegis Aurora. But we're not on that level, but we're on some kind of level here. This is pretty nutty. It's gonna have the King Harbinger. So I am kind of, like, as I move back forward through the map, you see I've unlocked most of the Eldritch spawn. Might get a few other here. Really got terrible RNG on altars. I only saw 1 altar so far. There's a second one, and it's pretty garbage. I'm just going to give some map duplication going on, I guess. Not very good. I'm really hoping to find increased quantity and rarity. That's going to be good for both Divination cards and God Touched rares. I did get a God Touched rare, actually, because there's no way that many maps drop in one spot unless that's a God Touched rare. It's just not the right one. But I will certainly take all of those Colonnade maps. I could probably sell those for at least 5 chaos a piece in bulk if I wanted to, but honestly, I'll probably just end up rolling the hell out of them. Okay, you can see that mirror never really had a chance to move. And this is the Colonnade map right here. It just kind of did one little wrap around. Look how open this is. That Legion did not even spawn in a good spot, but it's good enough. Oh, I got a altar over there. I should probably... Oh, that's tricky. I want to try and not kill anything until I hit that. Oh, wow, glad I waited. I got that increased quantity and rarity. You know, in case there was a God Touched rare in this, in one of these Legion spawns, it could have been... That was some smart play there, but no payoff in particular. That's alright. Okay, almost 4 minutes in this map. I typically see about a 4-minute map if I'm, you know, pushing it, especially if I get an acceleration speed shrine, but I'm not going to see all that many acceleration speed shrines in here. I'm not forcing any elevated gloom sexton onto the map. Obviously can't force domination onto the map. I would love to, but you know, you can't have our cake and eat it too, I guess. Yeah, okay. Well, I think that's it. I'm a little bit scatterbrained because I'm talking the whole time. I usually know exactly where I cleared and everything at this point, but there might be a Strongbox left on the map. Not sure. I'll just make one quick pass here. I would normally just exit this map. It looks like it's done. I'm going to close out the mirror. Closed on its own. 60 simulacrum splinters. The most I ever see is like 100. The most I see is 100. Pretty much. I think that's like the most I've ever seen. And here we go. We're already kicking it off with a fantastic start with a Raw Divine Orb, a Dragon Heart, 2. Oh, that's not good. Wait, are these all corrupted? Don't tell me they're all corrupted. No, okay. 2 Patient cards, 2 Dying Anguish as well, which has a higher drop rate. And can't forget about the incubators. My loot filter is set up pretty nicely for some of the higher quality incubators. Definitely get a little extra value out of that. Going straight into map number 2. So let me know in the comments below how you're feeling about this league. I see, I mean, even some of the most reliable people who typically enjoy the game, even when the game's kind of hard, really kind of just falling out of favor of this league. I'll be honest with you guys, I've been having a blast. It's been great, this progression of this character. I'm actually having even more fun than usual because it's something I never really told anybody last league. You know, last league I was excited because I actually got like mirrored items, I think for the first time. I got a mirrored bow and a mirrored quiver. I think it was the first time I ever got mirror tier gear on a character, and I was expecting to, you know, I was obviously expecting to see like a major power boost when I got those items, right? But the truth is, I didn't. And I look back on that, and I kind of understand now why that happened. It just, I don't know how to say this, but it was just unnecessary. Like, even though my character had 65% quantity on gear, which means I sacrificed some of the damage for it, it was just complete overkill. Like, I didn't really even notice a difference between equipping a mirrored item and just having, you know, something decent. Now, part of that was because we had recombinators and like second best. I still had like a 700 DPS 2+2 arrow bow. I mean, it's a pretty good bow, but it's nowhere near as good as the mirrored one. And it was just kind of sad because it just didn't really feel any major benefit from it. Not true this league. When I put this mirrored, when I went from a Lionheart to this bow, my damage like basically tripled. Or actually more like quadrupled maybe, but at least with no Headhunter buff. But then I swapped out to a 5-link with a rarity support, which felt good because it's like, okay, I just got so much power that I can now actually justify going to a 5-link, which is pretty badass, right? So in this league, to be able to do that, that's an enormous sacrifice. I mean, that's basically the biggest sacrifice you can make on your gear, is to drop down to a 5-link for a rarity, item rarity support. And to be able to do that justifiably because of just how much impact that mirrored bow gave my character felt really good. It actually just felt incredible, the fact that I was able to progress it that way, in that manner. And I'm sure when I get there's already like basically a perfect mirrored quiver out there that already exists. Apparently the mirrored quiver is much easier to make than mirrored bow. With the new crafting changes to harvest and everything. Still pretty easy to make. And I'm sure that I'm looking forward to that upgrade. It should be pretty meaningful as well. So I'm happy that the upgrades feel more meaningful because I'm making more sacrifice than usual, because rarity support, or rarity, item rarity actually matters, meaning, you know, I kind of have to cut even more corners on my gear to get a character that is primed for this like God Touch solo farming and everything, to be my own color, so to speak, because that was kind of my goal. I know everyone out there listening to this absolutely despises having to go to TFT to buy a color service. Whether you're doing it or not, I'm sure you despise doing that. Wouldn't you like to not have to do that? Because that's what I'm doing for myself. I'm basically making a character that I can not only feel like I not only don't have like the FOMO disease of like, oh no, you know, I should have got a color, but I can honestly feel like pretty good about the fact that I called my own guy, and you know, maybe I don't have as much magic find or whatever as an actual like full-blown color or whatever. But the amount of time that I save, holy crap! I mean, people don't talk about this, but given how I clear these maps, that's a lot of time lost. If I were to just stop what I was doing and go get a color, and then, you know, what if they just die and chain die over and over, and it's like, well, what? Like, what am I waiting around for? So to be able to just have my own character that's capable of doing it pretty easily, that's nice, really nice. Okay, so yeah, once again, not very focused on clearing efficiency, actually. Kind of more focused on the conversation I'm having with myself. This map, more typical, not so great results. Got one patient card. That's going to happen a lot. Let's do the third map. I'm going to actually focus on clearing this third map properly and quickly. Let's see what I can do. This map seems pretty painful. I don't even think it's on account of an altar either. Oh, what? Wow, Raw Divine. Okay. Raw Divine Orb. Strongbox monster. Hello. Yeah, I just decided in this moment I'm not going to actually highlight every patient card drop because that would be way too many highlights. That would make this video like 2.5 hours long. So I'm just going to highlight, you know, Raw Divine Orb drops. God Touched Rares. They're valuable, certainly. Things like that. That's what you're about to see on the YouTube. More quantity and rarity, okay. Who knows what the downsides are? I got no idea. Could get me killed, maybe not. Worth the risk, not worth the time investment to read it. You build a character spawn. You know, there was a time when I read those downsides, so I didn't always not read them. Whoa! What the heck? 500% increased quantity of how many winged scarabs again? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 winged scarabs. And yes, that kind of result has a lot to do with Strongbox and 500% increased quantity of scarabs. Essentially, that's that many things converted over and upgraded or whatever. Wow, okay, these drops though. Templar, patient card. I'll take that. I like feeling the weight of these clicks, Chris. Feeling the weight of each one of these clicks.
My mana is gone.
It's nice, I can handle that weight. Feels good. Can you imagine wanting to just vacuum up 7 winged scarabs and like 20 gilded scarabs? That's boring. I don't want to vacuum those up. I want to have to pick them up the hard way. Oh, wow. My character's slow. Suddenly. Yeah, no raider, no automatic onslaught. I can't even loot everything. Oh my god. Actually capped out my story on here. First world problems.
Greetings.
Alright. What? It was the wrong way. Alright, well that's going to change my plans a little bit. So for this, when this happens, I actually just kind of do like the Promenade style, just start... Oh man, I can't believe that many strong boxes open on the front end. Kind of unlucky. I probably should have done the Divination card. The little one there. Oh, nope. Apparently, duplicated Divination cards is better. Oh, why didn't that one dupe, though? Three patient cards in 3 seconds. Nice. Well, seems like my clearing strategy is working out okay this run. I think I'll even do this Legion because I know the Deli Mirror is about to Do this map a little bit differently. Look at that prolif. Crazy proliferation. I'm guessing he's dead. There's another boss out here somewhere.
I'm not up to that.
She's probably dead too.
I'm not up to that.
Well, hello there. Super random. I think that came off. Was that like the unique monster that spawned with the box? Who's definitely the most powerful enemy out of the box with 500% increased quantity. Superior enlightened. Not even a regular one. Superior. Well then.
My mana is gone.
Well then, I haven't seen enlightened in a while. Kind of knew I was about to die there. You know, I think I'll just leave that blessed orb to rot. Not a big deal. Wow. Maloney's quiver. What is this worth? Rewards, crazy. Crazy rewards. Alright. What? Okay, it's just like 30 chaos? It's not that crazy. Well, it's actually a unique that's worth something. I feel like I hardly see uniques worth anything these days. Because it's hard to get uniques to be worth anything these days. Anyway, that was a terrific map. Can't forget about the patient card that dropped too. Or you're chilling. Are you chilling or am I chilling? I'm definitely chilling the monsters. I'm straight up freezing like every monster I hit. Oh, I don't want to touch that thing. Ugh, get it off. Ooh. How's Colonnade farming been? I really like it. I actually really like it. Much better than I expected. The price we pay. It's the price we pay to gawk at a Divine Orb drop. I don't even know. Probably chaos damage again. It's just a huge weakness I have on this build. That was kind of a weakness I had on the other build too. Yeah, I almost said something about getting that raw exalted orb. It's like, here we go again. Freaking raw exalt every time. But I did get the Divine Orb after all. All things in perfect balance. As they should be.
I'm not up to that.
2 patient cards, 1 map. And still not done. Oh yeah, I didn't even do this part yet.
My mana is gone.
What? Okay. Oh, another good unique. This thing's probably not even worth an exalted orb nowadays. We'll find out though. That's actually what I lose. I lose 1 arrow. I lose. My tailwind would get weaker. That's kind of bad. I don't really care about losing the mark 1. Ricochet. Actually, losing Ricochet kind of sucks. A lot, and not so much on this map. On this map it doesn't matter very much, but on like in Crimson Temple it matter a lot. Raw exalted orb. 2 raw exalted orbs. What are you doing to me? Ugh. It's like getting a double divine orb, but not. Ugh. Sad. Very
My
sad.
mana is gone.
Timeless Mariketh emblem though. Jeez. There's almost some spectacular drops there. Almost. Awesome, man. What? Patient card is definitely in Promenade. I tested it quite extensively. I was getting ready to do the 100 map session. This 100 map session was going to be on Promenade until like the very last minute, and I was like, oh my god, what's going on here? Oh! I didn't see that there. So here we go. We got our first God Touched rare. He dropped 1 Exalt, 2 Orbs of Annulment, and 2 Divine Orbs, so pretty even spread there on the drops. Definitely not a Strongbox monster, so he did not have an insane quantity multiplier on him. But I did have an I do have pretty good altars going on. I think I hit 2 quantity and rarity altars to get me up over 200% on the map. Another Templar emblem. Crazy, nice. This is a really good map. So I'm happy to see that. I'm really hoping to see a lot of these God Touched rares. Now seen, I mean, I've seen plenty. I know I've seen Kitava. I feel like that's where all the maps came from. I saw Brian King Touched. Never drops anything for me. I swear to God. Killed like 100 Brian King Touched monsters. The best thing I've gotten is like a couple of Void cards out of that. And that was actually, I don't know, I'm not seeing the effect. Is it Lunaris or Solaris Touched? I'm really not sure which one I just killed. Oh yeah, and the Innocence Touch that came out of the Strongbox dropped an outrageous number of scarabs. 7 winged scarabs earlier. What a great map. 2 Templar emblems as well. I think I got a patient card too. I think 1 patient card. And I messed up the deli mirror. I don't think so. I think the best, I think I would get the best thing I could do, and probably the last upgrade I'll ever get for this build if I get it, will be a Shaper influence, 10% quantity duplicated into 20% quantity, preferably with rarity rolls, maybe a double life roll or whatever, amulet. Probably cost a bloody fortune to make that, but you know, the amount of Magic Find stats you can get on Amulet this league is just off the charts, so probably going to be the best thing. Oh my goodness! Wow. Hey, I got good RNG. Holy crap! Because I don't see a single Exalted Orb or Orb of Annulment in that pile, but 3 Divines. That feels good. That makes up for. You know, again, this map I've seen a double Exalted Orb drop randomly. We're constantly seeing that. There it is, right there. Double Exalted Orb. Just happening over and over. I know, yeah. It's like... It's a crazy good RNG on the Archnemesis God Touched rare. Can't even make up for this ridiculous number of Exalted Orbs dropping randomly. Mariketh emblem too, nice. Maybe get a second one here. Hey, which God Touch rare is it? Oh, a patient card up here too. Wow. Wait, this doesn't even look like a Solaris or Lunaris Touch. It looks like a crab, but it's not the Brian King. Yo, which oh my god, I found an Empower support randomly. What? Did I hit a gem jump? This map is bonkers, loot. Got a Templar emblem up here too. Jeez. Wow, this map. What the heck? I was expecting that to be a Mage Blood. I looked at it. Sorry. You have some amazing RNG this thing. I do, man. I found a mirror drop on day 6. I found a House of Mirrors out of like 20 stacked deck. Basically my first 100 stack double patient drop. Oh my god. I found a House of Mirrors on easily the first 100 stack decks I opened this league. And of course, you know, I just got some crazy RNG. Raw Divine Orb from the strong. Wow. All right. this video's this map is going in the history books. This one, that's some crazy drops. I would say this is the best. These are the best drops I've ever seen in one map, but I did have that Doriana's Prototype and Aegis Aura drop back to back. And obviously a mirror drop is better than all of this combined. This is crazy. Oh wow, alright. And I got a bunch of incubators. Wait, I didn't pick up my deli rewards. Oh my god. Can't believe I almost forgot to do that. I'm expecting a mirror to drop from this deli reward. Off the currency thing. 8 chromes. Oh man. Look at that.
My mana is gone.
Pretty bad RNG on the deli rewards though. I can't help but smile at that. That's so fun. Who else is having fun this league? Anyone else? Maybe it's all that magic find. 61% quantity, 259% rarity. I am my own color. Thank you very much. And what you just saw was a lot of hard work paying off on the character I built. Three patient cards that map too. Well, 5 divine. I still got 5 exalted orbs that map. How do I get 5 exalted orbs? I dropped 3 divine orbs and still found more exalts than divine orbs that map. Yeah, you can't say I'm not authentically enjoying the league. There's no BSing around here. I mean, that was some of the most fun I've ever had in Path of Exile. That map right there. Just that one map. That was terrific. Inject that straight into my veins. Double void. That is a pretty nice bow that they made. You know, the more I play with the bow, this bow, the more I actually like it even more than triple T1 because of this insane flat cold roll. It makes the we got another God Touch. Yeah! Wow, he almost killed me. Jesus. Obviously, I didn't have a crazy multiplier on that one, but yeah, I don't think I hit a single altar that gave me increased quantity or rarity on this map. But, you know, it's still kind of baseline. Good. Wow, right after the insane RNG, hit another second Innocence Touch of the series. Right there. Big drops. I don't know, I'm getting the feeling I'm one of the only players who's, you know, first of all, still playing the game. And playing it at a kind of level that I was playing it last league as well, and the league before that, and the league before. So kind of regardless of what sort of nerfs get thrown my way, you know, I'm still able to adapt to whatever. This time, I made some more sacrifices and went high into rarity, and I went way more freeze heavy with Fury of Nature. You know, it was a nice find, obviously. What do we have here? A Raw Divine Orb. Hey. That's another nice find. Not a raw, not exalted orb. Gonna have to find about 7 more of those for me to stop being salty about it.
Time is a
Took me like 5 leagues to even start doing maps properly. What is proper maps? Proper mapping. What is proper mapping? Oh, we got. I think we got. Yep. Okay. So I got a. I got an Innocence Touched, I think, back there. I'm gonna. This is pretty rare. Usually I don't successfully not kill a God Touch rare before I realize it spawned. So I have a frick ton of scarabs coming my way, and what I'm doing right now is I'm hunting for altars. Now the problem is that guy is probably a delirium monster, which means he's near the front of the mirror, so I'm taking a pretty big risk here by not killing what is probably a Innocence Touch delirium monster next to the start of the map and just going forward in the map anyway. But I think I can manage, you know, because of having done this so many times. I can control the mirror, hold it back long enough. I think I can kind of fully clear this map, get as many altars as I can. I may get unlucky and not get a single altar, of course. but I want to give myself the highest possible rewards from that guy. I got a major acceleration speed shrine, another great reason to run Gall and Shrines here. This is just super, I mean, this is like the most valuable acceleration speed shrine I've gotten all league right here, given the situation. Okay, then I will go ahead and kill the boss. I know the deli mirror is frozen massively right now. Here we go. What is this? What is this? Is it a good one? Is it a good one? No, it's not, sadly. Oh well. Okay, there's still a little bit of possible altar spawns coming up down here. Looks like no. Okay, there it is. All right, so okay, fine. Look how close he is to the mirror. That was super risky. He's super close to the mirror. It could have been an eldritch monster, but I think it was probably a delirium monster. I did what I could. I gave myself the best chance to get an elevated reward out of it. Didn't happen. Still got a lot of scarabs. Still getting patient cards too. And what is this? Oh, that's just incubator going through. Huh, okay. That's the third innocent touch I've found in like 40 maps or something. Crazy. Covenant again. Another 90 chaos. What's up? Not even a rare cloak at all. It's crazy how many people playing that build. Double the nerfs. Hey, that's big time this league. Usually not that excited to find the nerfs card, but it's freaking 2.2 divines a piece right now. Well, I'm definitely making a doctor card this time. I just got 16 free patient cards. So, I mean, I'd say that puts me in pretty good standing. Yeah.
I'm not up to that just yet.
Hey, don't look at me. That's just standard divination strongbox. I'm putting a ton of strongboxes on the map. There's nothing rare about that. In 100 maps to get at least one of those big duplicated card drops. Now, if it was a duplicated House of Mirrors, that would be one thing. Never seen that. Still. Well, that's some pretty good rewards. Not gonna lie. Second Covenant. Mentor Gambly. Oh, what do we get? Oh, I thought it was another double nurse scar, but it's only a raw divine. So that the raw divine came from the monster that spawned in the diviner strongbox. So I thought for sure I got high value divine double drop. Of course, that is perfectly fine. Oh wow, double. Operative Strongbox on Winged Scarab drops. Winged Abyss is actually worth something nowadays. Oh, is that a patient card too? Yes, it is. Wow. Another pretty good map here. Definitely made a lot of money on this map. Not even finished yet. Oh, I was wondering what was going on there. Yeah, so, you know, that's a thing I'm starting to get the feel for. So like, I'll start clearing a legion, and then somehow it just like it won't clear. Like the monsters just won't die, and it's like, well, what's going on? And what's actually going on is it's a God Touch rare. It's super tanky in stasis. So yeah, of course that was a really bad loot table drops, obviously, but oh well. Wait, is it? There's one in here that's worth something in there. Pause that mirror. So why are you gimping yourself in solo self-bound if you really want to play this build? Oh, I thought the other guy was a God Touched rare, not the I was looking at this one humongous mofo here who was like taking forever to kill, even with point blanking, and apparently it was his neighbor that was actually the God touched bear. That was so weird. You saw that, right? Patient card down here too. Hello, just a question. I recommend I don't like dying, but I feel like I should MF or Righteous Fire. What would be your recommendation? Yeah, that's a really strange question. It's like saying, should I eat steak or ice cream? I don't know. Depends on what you want, you know? So Clunky just left click, right click. Hey! That's always nice. Very funny, my friend. It is right. Actually, I hold down left click and then I press right click. I don't just left click and right click. So you're close. Very close. I also have to like use directional play. Like I have to guide my character in certain directions. It's really quite annoying. You know, having to put that much effort into the game. I mean, I don't know how people settle for it. I don't know why people don't quit the game sooner. The fact that you gotta like actually manually move your character around. Jeez. It's so hard. Oh, really? Dude, what? God. Wow. I can't even see what dropped. That's so many. Man, if I was getting this kind of like explosion on actual like currency, God, Jesus Christ. Yeah, we're about to count how many this actually is, 'cause that's ridiculous. That had to come from the Strongbox with the quantity multiply. Oh my goodness. Now I have hit a bunch of altars. Look at these altars though. This is one of the highest altar maps I've had. 232% increase one. I mean, this has a default value higher than a Wandering Path amount right now. Because I've hit like 3 separate quantity multipliers. Or quantity altar multipliers. That's part of the reason why just an extreme number of scarabs up. So it's probably that combined with oh wow, what is this? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 winged scarabs. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 31. This is 35 scarabs dropped. Wow. Somehow I actually had the inventory space for that. Okay, hold on. Oh, good. What? Really? Well, this innocence touch is my friend today. Literally for the highlight reel, this is one map after the 35 scarabs I just found off of the last innocence touch map. Oh, I died. That was a weird death.
My mana is gone.
Ill-timed. I want the game to make me slower, but I want to be able to push the boundary and go as fast as the game will let me. I heard Balor Mage make a comment like that once. It was like the truest thing he's ever said. People like to complain about zoom playstyle. I'm on the same team as people who are complaining about zoom style. Like, I also feel like the game lets me go faster than I should be able to go. I want the game to hold me back more as far as the speed like that. But and then in turn, I want to have the tools to push the limits of whatever I'm able to do. I want the game to give me the tools to adapt to whatever challenges it puts in place. Like, it's that simple. I think that's exactly how you're supposed to have an outlook on a game like this. And it's not just for speed and efficiency, it's the same thing for, like, you know, defense, offense, damage, everything. I'm not the only one that feels that way, right? The Diablo 3 has better combat. One of the reasons it has better combat is because you don't fly around the map with monsters completely unable to even tap you on the shoulder. And I enjoy Diablo 3's combat more. And at the same time, I enjoyed making my characters as fast as they could go in that game. So I had like a sprint whirlwind barb. It was one of the fastest moving characters in the game. It's vanilla Diablo 3 anyway. So it was a lot of fun, but I could still get picked off because monsters still had an opportunity to actually touch me because I wasn't literally flying through the map. I feel like PoE needs an actual... Oh, what the heck? I didn't see this drop earlier. The Divine Orb, apparently. What do you think about that? You know, I am woefully ignorant about other ARPGs. I'm just going to put that out there. I really don't know. I was such a... I'm something of a loyalist in whatever game, genre, or company I'm playing with. I was a Blizzard loyalist for, you know, like over a decade. I basically didn't play any other games. It's not because I have some sort of infatuation with the company. It's more just a sense of, you know, this game is good. It's good enough for me. I'm just going to play this game, make it as good at it as I can, and enjoy my time. And now I start to feel that way about Path of Exile, so... Probably not even worth the time to go in there to grab those, but... I don't know. Might as well.
I'm not up to that.
Hey! K3, how you doing? Oh, you brought me good luck. Raw Divine Orb. Thanks for coming into the channel and gracing me with your presence. Thaw Vitality out, regen the... Finest fast. Vitality does nothing beyond 50% health with Petrified Blood. So only the Divination Distillate is raising my health beyond 50%. Everything else is doing nothing. Like life on hit, life on kill, life regeneration, recoup, everything. Doesn't do anything. Apparently Divination Distillate is pretty strong though. Because I mean I'm using life tap support for my sniper's mark and movement skill. Obviously I get hit, moves it down too, and I'm also using Blood Rage, which should be fighting against it, but it still seems to run out sometimes, so I don't know. How do you roll your maps? I just found a bunch of maps that were 8-mod corrupted. I sometimes roll them though, and just corrupt them blindly, hoping they turn into 8-mod corrupted. Any modifier 8-mod corrupted maps are good for me. So the 8-mod corrupted map drop Sexton is good. Double Patient. Wow, I did already hit one of those, didn't I? What the heck? Raw Divine Orb 2? Wow, I already got 2 Patient cards in one Raw Divine Orb, just like last map. We just started. The RNG is coming back in my favor.
I'm not up to that just yet.
By the looks of it, unfortunately, that means you were going to have to change Some of your reservations, make it a little tighter. I had to completely drop the idea of doing 2 heralds to make it work. I think I will need at least 1 level 5 corrupted, awakened, enlightened support in order to make that a possibility. Should in theory be a possibility, but I mean for now obviously I can't afford that. With much currency as I'm making on here though, yeah. I'm gonna make a lot of currency on this farm. And that's with Harbingers being ninja. Oh, whoa! Whoa! Wow! Wow! That might be the screenshot. Holy crap! That is sick as. Oh my god. Yes, please. Yes, please. Yes to all of that. That's not a Headhunter. I've never seen drops like that before in the uniques. Clearly, so actually I take that back. I have witnessed something like that before. What it was I was farming Legion in the Crimson Temple a long time ago. This is early in the league, like first week, and a Legion monster dropped a Dorianus prototype and like a tier 2 unique at the same time. I was like, I can't remember which one it was. It was pretty rare unique. Off the same exact monster, I was like, oh, okay. Clearly there's something going on here. Like it's actually being weighted, weighted in favor of lower tier armor rolls. So that's pretty gross. Honestly, though, the way I see it, I'll tell you guys something about my personality. It makes me. I'm a little bit different than the average person. One thing that makes me different is that whenever there is like an injustice going on in the world, I tend to kind of stay away from it. I don't care that much about it, unless. Like if there's an injustice going on in the world, and then there's also like this bandwagoning effect where everybody gets on a bandwagon to correct the injustice, then I'm like, okay, I'll let everybody else do their thing. I'm just gonna stay over here and mind my own business. But whenever there's a sort of injustice going on in the world, and it's like literally everyone is on the wrong side of the equation, and I'm over here like, I'll be like the underdog. I just revel in taking the underdog position in situations like this where it's like... So the injustice that's going on here is everybody saying this game is shit and garbage and dead and all that stuff. That's the injustice aspect of it. The hyperbole, the doom and gloom, all that stuff. And, it's not something that matters a huge amount in this world or whatever, but... I almost see it like my moral duty to be like, okay... I am going to present a different angle on this because clearly there are too many people. There you go, Raw Divine. Well, great, that's going to get clipped in this conversation. Too many people in the community who are saying one thing, and it's okay if like the vast majority of the community says one thing, if that one thing is correct. If it's like objectively, definitively correct, then it's fine. If 90% of the community sees something one way and it's objectively correct, fine, no big deal. I don't have a problem with that. I'll mind my own business. But if like, and when 50% of the community feels one way and 50% feels another way, once again, I'm just like, all right, people do their thing. They don't need my help. Not important. There's no major injustice going on here. So I'm just gonna, mind my own business, stay low stress, whatever. But whenever like there's 90% of people saying one thing and it's pretty obviously wrong, that's when I'm just like, all right, no, F that. This is not happening. I will not sit idly by and see this this BS continue going on anymore. So. Of course, I always have to disclaimer this by saying I don't think, GGG is perfect. Okay, I'm gonna. This is kind of funny. I keep seeing divine orbs drop because I'm talking good about GGG. So I'm gonna say, I want to do a little test here. I'm gonna whisper into the mic. GGG sucks. Let's see how long it takes for me to get another good loot item to drop. I want to see if it takes me like 30 maps to get another drop. Because it's just seriously like freaking me out a little bit. I'm talking like serious business here, and this stuff you just keep dropping like it. I know, I'm getting kind of tired of it. Like, it's not how I, you know. Oh, a patient card. Okay, it's bullshit. A patient card just dropped like right after. So, you know, just swat that all aside. All right. Consider it hereby swatted. It's nothing. Nothing. I didn't expect the drop to come that soon. It would have been kind of funny if I had just initiated like a terrible dry spell. I've been talking good about GGG for a while now, as an experiment, right? And haven't gotten a mirror yet. Yeah, that's too bad. Apparently you're not talking good enough, or you're not broadcasting to enough people. See, I think it depends on your audience size. The streamer RNG also takes into account how big your audience is, maybe. Although my audience isn't actually that big, so. Anyway, that was a nice map and a nice conversation. I guess. Really sad. So basically, this is probably the last time I'm gonna fire a patient card already. Probably the last time I'm gonna do Harbinger this league. Honestly, since I'm running a Magic Find character who will. What's second patient card already? Whoa. I'm waking up in the morning, getting patient cards just dropping right and left. Haven't even opened a Strongbox yet. 2 of them dropped already. Pretty rare. Oh, it was a God Touch rare out of that Strongbox, but it wasn't a high value one though. Too bad. Oh, a void. I thought it was another patient card. Almost. Teleporting all over. Oh, Deli Mirror is actually blocked at the front end here. Bad ult. Where are the strong boxes? Oh my god, I lost my rampage. Are you serious? What? That might have been a God Touch rare. That's some weird drops. Yeah. What the hell? Patient card on top of a patient card. Alright. Great map already. A Divine Orb and 3 patient cards. Another Harbinger. King. Do you think Colonnade is more profitable than running Crimson Temple? That is a good question. I think actually, yeah, it probably is, because mainly because Patient and Dying Anguish, their drop rates and values are pretty comparable to Crimson Temple's 7 Years Bad Luck Enlighten values. Once you factor in Apothecaries, you know, Crimson Temple's most likely better a little bit. Why is this? Man. It's 11, not 12. Anyway, the one thing that Colonnade you can do much better than Crimson Temple is the pathing is easier, and Legion much better, as well as, you know, even like Abyss, Breach, all of those kind of mechanics you could do it better. Harbinger doesn't really matter, but everything else is really good. If you don't have Magic Find gear on, if I don't have Magic Find gear on, then oh, hello. That's 4 Exalted Orbs, 2 Orbs of Null. I actually got a little bit unlucky, the fact that I only got 2 Divines from that. That was a big Archdem monster. Drop more Exalts than Divines, of course. Solaris touched, apparently. I can see it. If you don't have Magic Find on your gears and you want to, in some way, shape, or form, juice and Magic Find, then what you need to do is the Strongbox Enraged Sextant, because Divination card farming, because Divination card farming is completely unaffected by rarity, first of all. And then the Strongbox Sextant gives you a massive 500% quantity multiplier that is additive with gear. 95% sure it's additive with gear, which means getting a little bit of quantity on gear is not that amazing for the Strongbox div card. Like that patient card that just dropped right out there, that was the result of 500% increased quantity from the monsters that spawned from here. And I have 60% quantity, so I have 560% quantity, not 500% quantity, and you can do the math in your head. You know that's not a huge difference, right? So the quantity on gear is diluted heavily in terms of Magic Finding when it comes to Strongbox quantity farming, specifically for Divination cards. Again, not affected by rarity. Of course, if I find a God-touched rare from a Strongbox, it has a 500% multiplier too, and my rarity multiplier on gear is doing a lot of extra work there, giving me a lot of extra loot. So when it comes to, you know, getting good loot from God-touched rares, absolutely, you want to have real Magic Find gear on, regardless of what strategy you're doing. But anyway, the Enraged Sextant keeps going up in value. It's like over 70 chaos now. It was like 60 chaos when I started this farm. So yeah, I have to kind of deal with that. Hey, God. This is one of those maps where you feel like, yeah, the loot's getting a little better, but let's just punish me to no end for every piece of loot that drops. I don't even know. I don't really care whatever this is. It's one of those 6 portals. Got 6 portals. Using 6 portals. That's all there is to it.
My mana is gone.
Feels good, man. Well, I was efficiently cleared anyway. Oh my god. That's one way to get a Divine Orb. Yo, it's been like 25 maps since I got a Divine Orb. That's painful. Painful. Oh, man. Ooh, the big Arcana Strongbox. Unique. Nice one. We're all Divine Orb from somewhere. I don't even know where. Doing a lot of stuff at once there. My jewels. One of them, I can't remember which was which, but one side was like 80 chaos and the other was 5 divines. So paid roughly 5 divines for it. And there were many of them on there. Like it was like they were not selling at those prices. People were just like desperate to get rid of them. I messaged a guy that I got invited immediately. Like, oh, thank God, somebody wants this shitty jewel pair. I know that's what he's thinking in the back of his head. And I was too. I bought them. I was like, God, should I even? I don't even know if it's wise to be testing this out for 5 divine investments. Stupid. No joke. I was like going on in the back of my head. I was like, this probably sucks. Probably gonna be. I was anticipating I would have to sell them back for like 80% profit or something. So I was gonna lose like a divine orb. just to test them. So I mean that's what that's what happens. You know, you go to test something, it doesn't work. You want the currency back, you can't sell it for what you bought it for. You gotta drop the price 10%, 20%, 30%. In some cases, finally somebody else gets the bright idea to test out this bad thing that you already know doesn't work very well. Dragons, that is so ridiculously overdue. That's only the second one in 95 maps, I think. Oh my god, finally got another one. What in the world? I'm gonna do 100 Crimson Temple map. Definitely drop way more than 2 of those. What? I didn't even pay any attention to that. Gully mirror. Idiot. No, you just don't do the Guardian. Like, why would you even bother with killing the Guardian on the Nemesis 3 map? Oh, second Dragon Heart. Wow. If I find like 2 more of those, I'll be kind of where I should be. 3 maps left. Okay, here it is. Bring you all down to the results. And I have all the dump tabs, A, B, and C. A lot of stuff in there. We're going to go through the Excellence tab here in a moment. You'll notice that my inventory is full of a whole bunch of fairly high value rolled or well-rolled unique items and a whole bunch of Awakened Enhanced supports. I was able to level pretty much completely 2 rounds of 6 Awakened Enhanced supports in this pretty little bow here with the increased quality of socketed gems. I almost leveled up 3 Awakened support gems, but I'm just not going to count them. It was close. I couldn't quite level them all the way up. They're basically leveled from 1.5 to 4.5. And then we have 12 Chronicles of... or Temple Chronicles. All of them with the Locus of Corruption and Doriani's Institute open rooms for the double corruptions. So this will be the first time that I'm doing that this league. Kind of going, like I mentioned earlier, the big leagues. So I need to issue a major public service announcement about Harbingers. So in the opening of this YouTube video, I mentioned that I really like doing Legion and Harbinger, this league especially, because of their ability to spawn a bunch of God-touched rares. And of course, you were able to see in the highlight videos, there were quite a few God-touched rares involved. But what you might not have realized is that if I'm not mistaken, 0 of the major God-touched rare loot explosions came from Harbinger spawns. And that's because recently, either right before or right after I started the session, that got patched out. Now, I knew that things like the Belfry map boss spawned monsters were no longer going to be dropping that, but evidently it also counts for all Harbinger's monsters. So Harbinger's got a really bad rap for that patch, and it's basically they are dead to me. Probably for the rest of the league, unless, you know, Ancient Orbs are suddenly worth like 50 chaos apiece or something like that. Until we get to that point, or Exalted Orbs maybe. Yeah, so I don't know. Really bad day. The rest of this league is just going to be awful for Harbingers, I guess, until they fix that. As far as what to replace Harbingers with, it looks like probably Abyss or Breach are going to be some of the best candidates. Strongbox is, you know, still decent, and then Legion, of course, is the defined king of Arch Nemesis farming. So just wanted to let you guys know about that there. Now, it probably seemed to you in the highlights, because there were many highlights, that I got some crazy good RNG, right? But actually, I don't think so, especially in the back half of the farming session. I think my RNG really leveled out and ended up being just kind of mediocre at best. I did some farming sessions off stream in between and got, I swear to you, I got way better luck off stream than I did on stream, especially with the few maps that I did. We're looking at here the dump tab, or the collection of everything in the dump tabs in the excellence here. 25 divine orbs. That's an average of 1 divine orb every 4 maps. I'd say that's pretty good. Doesn't seem too bad to me. You recall I was hoping to get 2 doctor cards worth of patience. That would have been 128 patient cards. I think it was. But no. Could not get 128. I got 103. You know, I was actually on pace to get 108 or 128 patient cards. I think around map number 30 or 40. I really thought it had a decent chance of happening, but didn't happen. So there it is. 25 divines, 103 patient cards. 3 more than basically 1 per map. 1 Aegis Aura. I am counting this because there were a ton of uniques that dropped. I'm running Magic Find build, and it is just kind of one of the big ticket items. I think we're going to see this be a sort of common theme. Big ticket, a lot of uniques dropping. I mean, let's just take a glance here. You can see that I just got tons of uniques. So when I did these kind of farms last league, we had no Arch Nemesis explosions, and I had no rarity multipliers on my gear. Consequently, a lot of those 100 map farming sessions, I'd see in some cases 0 uniques that were of any value at all. I think that's going to be different this league, even with the major nerfs too. I got a practically perfectly rolled Thunder Fist in here, still only going to count it at 66 chaos. 2 Covenants, a Soul Taker, Maloney's, Shavs, Fleshcrafter gone up to 25 chaos, I guess, a Cenus Touch, and then kind of everything levels out from there on that. As far as Divination cards, I did get that double nurse drop. That was nice. That's going to be kind of typical to see something like that out of a Diviner's Strongbox when you're opening that many Diviner's Strongboxes in 100 maps. Dying Anguish, 166. So, I mean, the spread looks about right. Most people, I think, feel like the patient to Dying Anguish ratio is like a 1 to 1.5. Or like, I guess 2 to 3, kind of like a 2 to 3. 2 patients, 3 Dying Anguish, seems to be about right. 3 Dragon Hearts seems terrible. It seems absolutely abysmal. I almost went the entire 100 maps with only 1. I'm pretty sure I should see at least like 6 of these with what I was doing, this farming strategy. Oh well. And yeah, I got 10 Gilded Divination Scarabs back for my trouble. That's kind of nice. I guess. Yeah, let's go back to the main one here. Oh, something I need to show you. Something wrong with Excellence. It's now not counting... You know, a second ago, it was counting Val emblems, and it's now not counting any emblems, except for Mariketh emblems. So, I don't really know what's going on, but... Suffice to say, the emblems are going to be extremely undervalued in this test because I don't really feel like going in and checking. You can see here that I have a lot of Templar emblems, other emblems. You know, there are Mariketh emblems in there. Templar emblems are, what, 15 chaos apiece? Yeah. And these can be sold for 0.4 or 0.5 divines for an entire set on TFT bulk sale. And now when I do a Legion, an actual Legion farming strategy, like super, you know, focused Legion farming strategy on Dunes, it'll be something I'll come out with later this league. I will count them for the TFT bulk pricing range. But for the sake of this video, I guess I'll just leave it so it's not counting 4 of the 5 emblem types, which would be less value, of course. But we'll just leave it at that. 4 Screaming Invitations, 660 Chaos Orbs. I pulled 60 Chaos Orbs to make up for the fact that I switched over Deli Orbs and Winged Scarabs to higher value. So I had to pay for a little bit of the harvest stuff for that. So something you should probably think about doing. 48 Orbs of Annulment, 32 Ancient Orbs, 352 stacked decks. This is going to be part of the gambling session too. This gambling session is going to be crazy. I'm going to be double corrupting all of these items here, the gems. I'm going to be opening 352 stacked decks, and I'm going to be turning in, how many was it? 166 sets worth of, not sets, but 166 cards worth of Dying Anguishes as well as part of the gambling session. We'll see what that all turns out to momentarily. There's some Winged Scarabs. So it says 8 Winged Abyss Scarabs. I did not find 8 Winged Abyss Scarabs. I found, you know, something like 20 Winged Scarabs, and I switched them over to higher value. Yeah. So just kind of scroll through. There's 169 items on this list. Every single thing in here is worth 5 chaos or more. Feel free to take a snapshot. video if you want. And you can watch the unedited versions. It'll be in 4 separate parts because it took me 4 separate days of farming to get this one done. A little longer than I would have liked, but that's it. So stay tuned for the gambling session. Actually, no. First, I got to do this. Almost forgot. It's kind of important to, you know, figure out the currency per hour. We're going to do that first. Okay, so, oh yeah, here's another weird thing. So, in the opening of the video, I said Divine Orbs were worth 183 chaos apiece. Apparently, they're worth 200 chaos apiece now, like 5 days later. I don't know why they climbed up in value suddenly, but, yeah, you know what? I guess we should probably fix that, huh? So let's go ahead and fix this. I'm going to adjust this for a 200 chaos to 1 divine orb ratio. That's why I'm lowering the investment cost based on that, because it's going to be based on a 1 to 200 ratio. Missing some emblems, and of course missing all the blueprints, things like that are in there. Okay, we got 27,000 chaos. 27,732 divided by 200. It's a lot of a lot there. Okay, and I am going to add. So last league, I would have added breach rings to it, things like that. Of course, we're not doing anything like that, but we are just going to add in 1 divine orb for each awakened enhanced support gem that was leveled, as mentioned earlier, and that is going to put me plus 12 for a new amount, 150, 59.50. We'll take this minus 32.68. This is the net profit after 100 maps. 0.98. Took 8 hours. It was taking me right around 5 minutes per map, counting hideout time, a little bit less, and that is looking at a nice, pretty 14.74 or 75 divines an hour. Okay. So yeah, I mean, this is again with the RNG what it was. I think I could get. The cool thing is if I sub out Harbinger, especially if I start doing Wandering Path strategies, which I will be looking at in the near future, definitely can crank this up. I have no doubt in my mind I can push this up to like 20 divines an hour with current pricing. If I get rid of Harbinger and go Wandering Path and put something else like that and get better RNG, a little bit better, I'm quite confident I'll hit 20 divines an hour by at some point this league. Unless the pricing just gets wildly unfavorable. I don't really see that happening though. Okay, there it is. So for this session, 14, almost 15 divines an hour. Pretty nice, pretty good. Better than most strategies, I'd say. Okay, and again, the nice thing about this is just 15 divines an hour with no Apothecary-esque RNG, and with the price points of the investment things being already discovered, already tested. Things are not just going to get wildly more expensive in the investments like they did last time. So I know my Crimson Temple strategy, the 15 to 20 divines per hour suggestion was a bit skewed in the sense that I couldn't foresee the massive uptick in the investment cost of that. I do not foresee a massive uptick in investments beyond what we're seeing here currently. So let's get into the gambling portion. Please hang tight. That is coming up. I could just get literally worst case scenario out of the remaining 9 chronicles, and I'm still going to come out way ahead. Isn't that crazy? That's crazy. I mean, crazy good. Oh, I got another thing. This is how I get past 60 viewers. This is what I gotta do to go past 60 concurrent viewers. Gotta be doing this crazy shit right here. All right, who wants to see 3 level up, awaken exceptional gems in a row. Anybody else want to see 3 in a row? I know I want to see 3 in a row. We're about to see 3 in a row. Oh, right here. Oh, I now have 90 divines. Wow. Okay. You guys didn't know this, but actually, earlier, right before I did this gambling session, I didn't actually go to take a leak. Instead, I went to the altar of Chris Wilson and made a sacrifice. That's actually what I did. I didn't tell you guys that, but that's what happened behind the scenes. Well then, the gambling portion of the video is now ended, and it's the best I've ever seen. Oh wait, it's not ended. I still gotta open these stacked decks. But as far as what just happened in the double corruption chambers, I mean, I will have posted the 3 in a row. I actually got 4 level 5 enhances in a row, and it didn't stop there. I totaled out to 6 out of 12 with a 50% success rate going up. Now, of course, the real success rate is about 25%, not 50%. That's how lucky I got. 6 up, 4 the same, and only 2 down. That is bonkers. Oh, how about the double corruptions on the shield? Hey, we got a really nice shield here. Of course, you want +2 aura or +2 AoE here. +1. A socket of gems is still pretty good. And physical damage taken as cold is valuable. I don't really know what this one's worth. I think it's about 2 or 3 divine. Definitely went up a little there. We've got a terrible double corruption here on this one. That's not really worth anything. And then I did, kind of in an attempt to maybe upgrade my Mantra of Flames with the corrupted blood implicit +1. This is not anything special. A bunch of these stayed the same, and a bunch poofed. They're gone. You know how it is. Okay, so yeah, that's atypical result. Oh yeah, almost forgot. Of course, I did. A couple of my Chronicles had the Apex of Ascension in it too. You basically get half a Divine Orb back by doing this. And then I even got 2 of these Ultimatum Keys and a Will of Dominance, which is 20 Chaos. So these Ultimatum Keys are 2 Divines apiece, which, if I'm not mistaken, basically means... basically, this just paid for the temples. Almost all the temples. Isn't that kind of weird? So, this is 180 divines worth of enhanced supports, +2 for the fails. So, here's how it is. Here's what so it's actually kind of ridiculous that I only counted these at 1 divine apiece before corrupting them. These cost 4 divine orbs apiece now. Actually, less than that. They cost about 4 divine orbs apiece uncorrupted. If they corrupt, they're worth about 2 divines apiece. If they just brick. If they succeed, they appear to be worth, at a bare minimum, 20 divine orbs. But looking at the market, what I see on trade and offline, it looks like they're worth about 30 divines. Yep. So that means I made probably somewhere between 150 and 180 divines in gambling. These awaken enhanced support.
My mana is gone.
Pretty crazy. That will be in the final part of the VOD. If you want to see that all the way through, you have to check the Twitch profile there. I am going to conclude this gambling portion with turning in all of the Dying Anguish cards and dropping 200 or 353 stacked decks. Let's start with the Dying Anguish cards. And I think I should, kind of let you see what I see here so we can see what they're worth. Anomalous Intimidating Cry. No idea. Diverging Charge Dash. No idea. Probably not good. I don't really know the game through and through around different things, but yeah, I don't think I've hit anything crazy. Somebody in the chat maybe can tell me if I hit something crazy. Now it looks like Anomalous Corrupting Fever is actually pretty stable, around 60-70 chaos. Earthbreaker support. Maybe this one is worth something, not sure. A Divergent Leap Slam. Probably not really worth anything. Anomalous Ensnaring Arrow. Doesn't sound good. Anomalous Tempest Shield. 20 chaos. Anomalous Summon Phantasm support. 50 chaos, maybe? Anomalous Smite. So you can see it kind of looks like I'm making tons of currency here, but a lot of these actually don't sell. Even if you see them listed for 30, 40, 50 cows, they don't actually sell. But some of them do, especially if you see a lot of them listed. And you can see kind of a stable pricing. Divergent Elemental Weakness. Huh. Phantasmal Stormbrand. Nope. I don't know. It looks like I've gotten only one that's really worth. Maybe like a Divine Orb or something. Divergent Icicle Mine. Okay. Anomalous Greater Multiple Projectile Support. This is worth something. Now, this is an example of one you can pretty obviously see by the pricing how many are up there. This clearly is worth close to a Divine Orb. Divergent Winterbrand. Nope. Divergent Reeve. Nope. Oh, 2 Alluring Bounties. I don't know why that's there. Divergent Infernal Cry. Okay, no. Okay, it looks like I got 2. 2 of them that are actually worth something. Okay. Just deposit them in here for now. Figure that out later. And then I have 6 more cards remaining. So, here comes the final tally. I'm in a great mood, obviously. I just made a stupid amount of currency. And had somebody suggested an unethical amount of currency from those Awaken Enhanced supports. Usually my RNG is kind of bad on stacked decks, so my filter is pretty tight on these. I only see them if they're worth at least like 3 chaos apiece or something. 2 or 3. So pretty abysmal start, as you can see.
My mana is gone.
Out of 352 stacked decks, I think that maybe something good would come out of this. Of course, what was good before is not necessarily good now. You saw I did have a couple of alluring bounties drop out of a Diviner Strongbox earlier. That was sad. You know, poor card's not worth anything anymore. Not really. It says at least 1 red star. Hopefully. Looking forward to that second House of Mirrors drop for the league. It could happen. It only took me 21 stacked decks to find it in a particular session on, what was it, I think day 9 I got it. I made a YouTube public post about that one. Well, shoot, almost halfway done and not anything. Nothing yet. I do appreciate you all sticking around if you watched this video all the way through. Oh! Well, hello. Hello there. I almost missed you. The nurse. That's a big card these days. That's over. Actually, I think I did get 2 doctor cards. If I count the... I got 2... If I got 3 nurse cards and 103 patient cards... Oh no. That means I'm 1 patient card short of 2 doctor cards, I think. Isn't that right? 103 patient cards and 3 nurse cards would put me at 1 patient shy. I need to find a patient card. I need one of these stacked decks to be a patient card. Can he do it? Can he get a patient card? Come on. Let's go, patient. Patient or nurse. Or just drop a doctor. I mean, that'd be alright. Really though, a patient card would be so sweet. If I got one. Yeah, because I'm 1 patient shy. 2 doctors. Come on, come on. If I see that deep blue color, I get excited. Horticraft and gamble. Man, you guys are asking for too much. I'm not going to Horticraft gamble this too. Jeez. Oh, I guess I could do it easily nowadays. That's not really my thing. Not right now. This video doesn't need to be 2 hours long. Maybe, God, I hope it's not 2 hours long. Come on, we're running out of cards. Where is the loot? Got soaked up by those gems. 15 left.
My mana is
Ethereal.
gone.
7, 6, 5. I saw the color and the text size. 4, 3, 2, 1. Oh. Man. One patient shy of 2 doctor cards. Oh well, I guess I can just go buy it. Then sell it that way. Well, that's it. This is the first truly end game 100 maps farming session where I was able to, you know, go full blown on the gambling portion at the end, and obviously I don't regret that one bit doing that. I made a video last league talking about double corrupting for profit. Standard results should get you a lot of profit if you check the price points on different things. You check the failure rate, the success rate, check the values of successfully double corrupting versus not, on the gems anyway. When it comes to the regular items, is obviously way more variables. But I had mentioned earlier that for example, the Temple Chronicle for the Doriana's Institute room was, at least when I checked a few days ago, 90 chaos per room, and it was like the same price for the Locus of Corruption. But if you purchase them both at the same time, it's only like 110 or 115 chaos. And then if you purchase all 3 rooms with the Apex of Ascension, which gives you this gem, you can see this thing is worth 2 divines. But I only paid like 1.4 divines for the vial of transcendence, and the gem is nothing. So essentially half a divine made off of each one of those. So if you're really kind of tight on funds and you wanted to jumpstart gambling, I would suggest hand selecting rooms, hand selecting Temple Chronicles that have all 3 of the major rooms, and go ahead and purchasing, you know, the vials and everything, and you basically get the Temple Chronicles for free almost for doing that. Really save a lot of money. It's quite smart. Now it does add some time, a bit time consuming to do all that. I probably won't do that anymore, but I did go out of my way when I saw that a couple of the Temple Chronicles I had did happen to have all 3 rooms, even though I wasn't checking for it. I figured, well, why not? Go ahead and get an extra half divine back for each of those. No regrets. All right, you got the comment section down below if you want to comment anything, ask any questions. Already looking at 15 divines an hour on a stable, pretty stable market right now for a game that is supposedly dead. I'd say that's not too bad. And I'm going to go ahead and continue talking to my live chat here. You can always check me live on Twitch when I'm on, because I'm not always on, actually, because I work. But I'll be on. I will eventually come out with a definitive streaming schedule, probably sometime in October or November of this year. And right now, I am way overdue for some lunch, so that's what's next on my agenda. As far as videos are concerned, I want to do a Dunes video featuring God Touched Rare farming, and I also want to do Wandering Path farming. I think a lot of the videos I make for the rest of this league as far as farming videos are going to feature Wandering Path, many of which will also include Strongbox. And then, of course, I want to make that other video I mentioned in the opening of the YouTube talking about my character, how I evolved to create this character, because hopefully, as you were able to see, this is one hell of a character. Now, able to handle wearing a bunch of Magic Find gear and still solo clear extremely efficiently and make tons of currency per hour because of it. Bye, everybody, for now. We'll see you around in the next video.